Hare It's supposed to be like here. Yeah. A little taller. Lock it, right?
नीलेश प्रभु इधर आइए टेक्नीशियन फेल हो गए कैसे लॉक कैसे करते हैं सोचना है ये है ये
I didn't even know it could move.
yeah so this one actually tightens this this movement this one goes up and
Hare. Okay, it works.
this one ये ऊपर नीचे तीन डायरेक्शन अभी ऑन ही है ऑन है यहाँ से ऑफ कर देंगे जब चाहिए मीन कंट्रोल
Now, you know who's the speaker?
शिवा
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. I'm sorry that I'm few minutes late because there was a accident on the way and traffic was a little stuck. So we'll start today with the lecture, but before that we'll sing a small bhajan and then we start. For those who are not very familiar with the lyrics, let's just go to the page. That's on page 60, and that would be the first song on the top. The songbook, if you can open the songbook. It's for those who are familiar, it's Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, but those who are not familiar, it's on page 60, so you might want to take a look. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा बनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today we'll start the class, but before that we'll do the Mangalacharan prayers. They are found on page number 1 of the Bhagavad Gita copy. It's on the introduction, if you can turn up. Those who want to follow the prayers, but others, they can. So on page 1, this is the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. These are some prayers which we recite to invoke auspiciousness. So we'll all sing together, and those who want to just follow, they can just do so. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhayasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Matsamo Nasti Papatma Naparadi Chakaschana Parihare Pilajjame Kimbruve Purushottama. Hare Krishna. I welcome each and every one of you for the Sunday Love Feast here at ISKCON Silicon Valley. And today is a very auspicious occasion. Today is called the Vijayadashmi or Dashera. And on this day, it is mentioned that how Lord Ram conquered Ravana. And it is said that Ravana, he was extremely powerful. He was so accomplished in his own right that nobody was even ready to challenge him, forget fighting him in a war. When he wanted to, he could defeat any demigod, or he could march to anybody's palace and take over that kingdom with really no challenge from the kings. And his bodily strength was that of 10,000 elephants. And he had everything possible that one needed to be happy. In the modern context, if you see, the most richest and the most powerful persons who are living in this society seem to be tiny, puny, insignificant beggars when compared to Ravana. That was the power he had. Not only he had power of this whole planet, but of the whole universe. In fact, his own son, he defeated Indra. That was his capacity. He didn't have to do much. He had surrounded himself with extremely powerful people, and he was all set in the capital city of Lanka. But there was one problem with Ravana, and that was his desire to enjoy without any attention to the morality or the ethics of it. All he thought was, I could take anything and I could enjoy. That's mine. And this was the defect. So today, in this lecture, we will see what the implications are there for us in the modern society. Because sometimes people might question, that was a story long time ago. How is it really relevant today? So all these items we will discuss a little bit today. I take permission of His Grace Bhrigupati Prabhu, and so that he gives me blessings, so that I can speak something. Balivardan Prabhu, Shalabahu Prabhu, Kumari Mataji. So with your kind permission, I'll start speaking today. The relevance of the modern theme is that if we open the pages of Bhagavad Gita, then we can see a little bit about the disease that was affecting Ravana, and how that disease is affecting most of the people, and really what can be done to cure the disease. What is that disease? That disease is called, well, let's look it up. It's in chapter 3. Because Arjuna asks this very simple question. It's on page 203. But for those who are having a different edition of Bhagavad Gita, it's chapter 3, verse number 36. And those who are online also. So it's on page 203 in this edition. But otherwise it's chapter 3 and verse 36. Oh, in this new book it's 172. It's 203. Page number 203. So in this chapter, let me give a brief overview. This third chapter, Krishna talks about Karma Yoga. Now, the brief introduction of Bhagavad Gita is, in the very first chapter, as we know the story, that both armies of Pandavas and Kauravas, they are ready, they are assembled, ready to fight, ready to kill each other for the sake of a kingdom. And when Arjuna looks at the soldiers in the opposing party, he sees that the people who are willing to fight him are his own relatives, teachers, friends, sons-in-laws, brothers-in-laws. So many relatives with whom he had grown up, they are ready to fight. And Arjuna, being the devotee of the Lord, his heart becomes soft. He said to Krishna, Krishna, why should I fight this battle? This battle is a sinful activity, and just being greedy for the kingdom, I don't want to fight this battle. And he gives up. He says, I do not want to fight. In the second chapter, Arjuna, Krishna talks about two things. The whole of 72 verses in the second chapter are delineated into two subject matters. The first aspect is Krishna explains that there is a difference between body and soul. Whatever we perceive of ourselves, this gross hands, legs, and eyes which we see of our own self, that is material or that is body. But beyond that body is something called spirit soul which drives the body. An example I can give is a person is driving a car, but from a distance you don't see the person. But what do you see? You just see the car coming, the color, the shape, the model, the make, right? But actually you don't see the person driving who's the soul. Similarly, this body is like a car, and the person who's animating this body is the soul within. Krishna gives a distinction between body and soul. While Krishna says that body is definitely destroyed over a period of time, the soul is never destroyed and it's eternal. So the first demarcation is made in the second chapter between the difference between body and soul. And in the second part of the second chapter, Krishna talks about working without fruitive actions. Nishkam Karma Yoga. In the third chapter, Krishna talks about Karma Yoga, means you do your work, but you dovetail it in service of the Lord. That work in of itself is not the problem, it is the consciousness behind which you do the work. I'll give a simple example. A person is cutting somebody else with a knife. Tell me, what is the first thing that comes to the mind? Yes, please. It's hurting someone. Thank you very much. What else does come to mind? Surgery, there you go. While both the things may mean the same thing, but the consciousness in which it's performed is gulf of difference. While one man is taking the life and destructive, the other man is saving a life. But the act of a person taking a knife and cutting another person is in of itself not bad. Similarly, work in of itself is not bad, but when it is done in an egoistic platform for our own senses and for our own gratification of this world, then that work becomes binding. The same work, when it is dovetailed in service of the Lord, that becomes liberating. The work doesn't change, it is just the consciousness. So, after explaining in length about what the third chapter is, Arjuna asks a very pertinent question. He asks this question, which we are going to read right now. It's on page 203. What's that? Text number is 36, 336. And everybody's there? Everybody has a copy? Does anybody want to have a copy? There are plenty of copies lying around. Okay. Text 36. Arjuna vacha athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichan api varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? How many people have this thing? Or must have wondered about this. He is such a nice person. Why did you do such a horrible, ghastly thing? Or he was such a nice, wonderful employee. Why did he steal from his company? Yeah? Did anybody hear stories like that? Did anybody come across people or incidents like that? What is it that causes a person to do some things which are undesirable? And that is the question which Arjuna asks. The answer is given by Krishna as on the next verse, which is 37. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha Rajoguna Samudbhavam Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyenam Iha Vairinam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. The next verse we'll read and then we'll discuss. Or two more. Dhumena vriyate vahnir yatadarsho malena cha Etolbena vrito garbhas tatate nedamavritam. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as the embryo is covered by the womb, the living entity is similarly covered by different degrees of this lust. Text 39. Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analena cha. Thus the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. So what is that causes a person to act like this? Lust. So let's discuss a little bit about what is lust. Now the common understanding of lust is this uncontrollable infatuation between a man to a woman and woman to a man. Isn't that the common understanding? But here there is a slight difference. When a man is attracted to a woman, that woman is perceived as an object of gratification for man. Yes or yes? So lust, when you extrapolate it, it is anything that one thinks it belongs to me and it is for my enjoyment. How do I get it? The lust covers the intelligence. The lust says, you got to get it. That's it. I don't care about the ethics, the morality, what is good, what is right. I just need to get it. So the lust, when it dictates from within so powerfully, the living entity falls a victim to that lust. When we come back to the story of Ravana, did he have a lacking of anything? Yet, he had this lust burning within his heart that said, I must enjoy Sita. I'll give the brief story. I don't know, most of you know the story, but I'll just give in brief encapsulation. Or I'll give a brief summary. So as we know, Lord Ram was born to King Dashrath. And because of... And Dashrath had how many sons? 4? 4 sons. What were the names of 4 sons? Bharata and Shatrugna? Right. And how many wives did Dashrath have? 3. What were the names? Sumitra. Right. So, Bharat was born to which wife? Kaikeyi. And Ram was born to? And Shatrugna? Lakshman? Kaushalya. No. So who are the twins? Lakshman. Shatrughan and Lakshman are the twins. And they are born to? Sumitra. Ram was born to Kaushalya. Bharat was born to Kaikeyi. And twins who are Lakshman and Shatrughan were born to Sumitra. Thank you. So who said that, who did the Maharaj Dashrath want to appoint as the heir apparent to the kingdom? Ram. Who opposed the plan? And what happened after that? Ram was banished to forest for how many years? 14 years. So when Ram went to forest, good. Thank you for all helping me out. I was just a little rusty there, but thanks for kind of helping me out. So when he was banished to forest, which demoness lusted after Lord Ram? Yeah, Shurpanaka. Yeah, right. And what did Lakshman do with her nose? And an infuriated, embarrassed and humiliated Shurpanaka did what? Went to Ravana to complain. And she incited Ravana's mind. Because Ravana had lust sitting in the heart. All he needed to hear something juicy and nice to actually infuriate that lust. The lust is sitting in everybody's heart, or at least in my heart for sure. All you need is some material objects. The mind has to think, oh, actually the eye sees something nice, the ears hear something, mostly it's the ears. Somebody saying, oh, it's... Oh. So the thing is that the ears hear something nice, and then the mind kind of starts thinking about it, and the intelligence assists the mind, saying that I need to get that. So the lust is sitting in the heart, and the mind and the senses, they give impetus to the lust. And then the lust becomes strong like a flame, and the lust says to the mind, I need to enjoy that. So, did anybody have this, or it's just me, I get this feeling all the time? It could be anything. Something nice to eat, something nice to wear, something nice to drive, something nice to live in, some nice place to visit. It could take many, many, many forms. The material nature doesn't give a lack of choices. Because the nature of material world is to keep the conditioned soul bound to this idea that I exercise my lusty propensities, then I'll be happy. So lust in of itself may not be just a man versus woman. It could be any object, any position, both material and subtle. Please understand that lust can take subtle forms. Sometimes I desire prestige, I desire power, I desire fame, I desire adoration. These are also lusty desires, but they take a subtle form. You don't have personal nothing to show for. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, there are 3 degrees of lust. What are those? As the fire is covered by? As the mirror is covered by? As the womb is covered by? Embryo. So here the reason, and Krishna says there are 3 degrees. Please understand that everybody is covered by lust. It is just that some people, the lust is not that strong. They can tolerate it. If you are in the mode of goodness, then your lust is like smoke which is covering a fire. The work gets done. Even though there is smoke, you see that people go to campfire. Yes? I mean, they go to camping and they put campfire. There is some smoke, but still the cooking is done. Or there is a fire sacrifice. There is smoke, but fire sacrifice is nicely done. But the next level, it becomes a little more distorted. When there is dust on the mirror, it's not much, it's difficult to see. Right? It's not that easy to see. And for a child in the womb of mother, it's impossible. Because it's hardly difficult to move. Krishna says, based on your covering, you are either subjected to severe propensities of lust or to mild propensities, based on the modes you are associated with. People who are under the severe control of lust, they do things beyond their control. And we see this ghastly news or horrifying news which we hear day in and day out, because they are so subjected to their lusty propensities, like Ravana was. And usually this propensity takes the mentality that I want to push God out of my existence. Really, God, give me everything I need, but you get out of the picture. Let me enjoy my life. And that was Ravana's tendency. He said, I wanted Sita, but Ram should be out of picture. And I am willing to kill Ram so that I can keep Sita. Where will be happiness? Everything belongs to Krishna. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Tena tyaktena bhunjita magrida kasyas vidhanam. It is said in Ishopanishad that everything animate or inanimate comes from Krishna. Now, without acknowledging the fact that whatever I am enjoying in my life is a grace of God, how can I be happy? Or pushing God out of picture, how can I actually enjoy something in its true taste? That was Ravana's mentality. That I wanted to enjoy the property of God, I wanted to enjoy the kingdom of God, but without God being in picture. Krishna says that this mentality is what causes suffering. It's nothing else. People can ascribe so many causes to our suffering, but this is the root cause. Any questions? Does what I'm speaking make sense, or it's utter nonsense? If so, please let me know. I'll recalibrate my message. Thank you very much. So, once we describe what is lust, then let's see where is lust. Because the thing is, when we talk of enemy, we should know the location. Otherwise, how can you attack it? You can't shoot arrows every which way trying to see where the enemy is. So let's read a little bit ahead to what does Krishna even give some clues of where this Mr. Lust is kind of hiding. General lust, whatever you want to call him. Because Krishna says it's formidable. So let's read 39. Also, sorry, before we go ahead, one of the effects that Krishna says that when one has lust, then what does lust cover? One's true knowledge. Krishna says here that one's true knowledge is covered by this enemy called lust. What is the true knowledge? The true knowledge is that I am an eternal spirit soul and I am part and parcel of Krishna. And there is a relationship between me and Krishna which I need to execute to be reinstated in my natural function. But lust is that it covers that. It says, why this God is constantly saying that do yajna to me? Why does he say worship me? Let's push this God out of picture. Let me just enjoy. So the effect of lust is that Krishna makes it cover one's real knowledge. Makes sense? Because Krishna says that one of the side effects of that lust is one forgets what it is. I'll give another example. How many of us travel? Go to different places, right? And when we go traveling, we are far away from home. What do? We go to a hotel to kind of live for a few days. Now, imagine a person goes, Mr. X goes to the hotel. And the first thing he does after going to the hotel is he goes to a hardware store. Somebody asks you, why are you going to a hardware store? See, the paint in my room is not nice. I need to get a change. I need to paint my whole room. Okay, after that, what are you going to do? I need to go to a furniture store. The bed they gave me is just not good. I need to get my own bed. People say, sir, are you going to stay here for a few days? Why do you are going to change that? So similarly, people come in this world thinking it belongs to me, but the fact of the matter is nothing belongs to us. We are here temporarily, just like travelers in a hotel coming for a few days. We do our thing, we get out. When we do that, or in that manner, then we are not bound up. Otherwise, imagine a person going to the hotel and forgetting the fact that he actually is not a permanent resident of that hotel. That's what he's going to do, whatever I've described. Go to the hardware store, go here, go there, make sure that, vacuum the floor every day. It's just mine. Yeah, after a few days, the hotel owner is going to kick you out. So, it's better not endeavor so much to kind of beautify your hotel room. You have to live and do your duty. So similarly, the lust makes us feel that we are permanently belonging to this material world and we need to do something here and we live here forever. Because that is the knowledge which opposes the knowledge of spirit soul, which says that I am just in this body for a few days. After that I am gone. Ravana, maybe he had to take these lessons, and if he had had faith, he wouldn't think kidnapping Sita was a fantastic idea. As the lesson shows that Lord Ram, he killed Ravana. And even though he was so powerful, he just killed Ravana. So similarly, this body which we have, which is a vehicle of our propensities, is sure to come to an end, Krishna says in Gita. So don't endeavor so much that we forget of what is our goal in life. Let not lust cover our knowledge to such an extent that we forget what is the main aim, what's the main purpose, and what is the tangible benefit we gain from the life, and forgetting that there are so many other things to do in this world. Make sense? All right. So let's read a little bit more about Mr. Lust, and then we can... What is the other... before we go, what is the other quality of lust? Krishna says that lust is never satisfied. That is another beauty. If you have this knowledge, you wouldn't endeavor so much. Because people can come up and say, what are you talking? I am great, my life is great, and I am enjoying my life. But if you actually minutely analyze that enjoyment, you get something, your mind says, I need to get this, you get that, and after that, the buyer's remorse starts. You work so hard, and then once you get it, it's like, this is it? Oh my God, why did I buy? And even if you like it for some time, you don't keep liking it every day. So for example, if I like something, and my wife cooks that, first day, yummy! And she says, oh, you like it? I'll give you more. And second day, third day, fourth day, and by, I think, fifth day, you're so, the same item, nothing has changed. The same person made it, the same ingredients, everything is the same. But by the fifth day, you are so repulsed that if you see that, probably I don't know what you're going to do. Run to the bathroom, run outside, I don't know, whatever. Why? It's the same thing. What has changed? The thing is, when we try our material enjoyment, the enjoyment is pretty severely limited. And it is changing. So when we understand that lust is something we try to satisfy and keep on satisfying, it will not stop. It will not say, great, I'm satisfied. No. They will keep pounding at you for eternity. There is a beautiful, beautiful verse we'll read just to see what it means to actually keep on serving this master called Mr. Lust. That's right. That's not nice. Let's take page 401 from the Shloka book, those who have Shloka book. Rupa Goswami, who is one of the acharyas, he has given this definition of what lust is. 401. For those who want to follow, I'll give the first line and then you can follow it, and then we can read this translation a little later, but that'll be nice. Hare Krishna. It's page 401. Everybody there? I'll read it and you can follow, those who want to follow. Kamadinam katina katida palita durnideshas Tesham jata maina karuna natrapanopashantihi Utsrijaitan atha yadupate sampratam labda buddhis. Utsrijaitan Tvamayata sharanam abhayam mam niyungshatmadasye. So the translation goes something like this. O my Lord, there is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires. Although I have rendered them so much service, they have not shown any mercy to me. I have not been ashamed to serve them. I have not been ashamed to serve them, nor have I desired to give them up. O my Lord, O head of the Yadu dynasty, recently, however, my intelligence has been awakened, and now I am giving them up. Due to transcendental intelligence, I now refuse to obey the unwanted orders of these desires, and now I have come to surrender myself at your fearless lotus feet. Kindly engage me in your personal service and save me. So, How many days of vacation will you get when you serve lust? How many? Zero. And how much of mercy and love and affection will they show when you serve Mr. Lust? Zero. Will they be ever satisfied? Or their satisfaction level once you serve them? Zero. You know, when you serve somebody, the satisfaction, you serve it completely, the satisfaction level is what? 100%. That's what customers, people you go to organizations, you get some service, and they'll say, okay, rate our customer service. How was it? Are you satisfied? Are you less satisfied? Are you not satisfied at all? The lust is such a master. Serve them throughout life after life. The satisfaction level is zero. You still want to kind of, further continue the employment here, or do you think there is a better employment? Okay, so we'll see in this verse we have defined what is the characteristics of, or what is the employment terms of being employed by Lust and company, and then we'll see the steps we can take to get out of this employment. Let's get voluntary retirement from this particular company and see if there is a better company where we can get some nice service or employment. So we'll come back to Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says or talks about where the lust is, because there is a correlation, and then we'll go read. We come back to Bhagavad Gita, the 40th verse, 3rd chapter, 40th verse. It's in page 208 on this book, but Indriyani mano buddhir asyadhishthanamuchyate etair vimohayatyesha jnanam avrityam dehinam. The senses, the mind and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of living entity and bewilders him. So, where are the sitting places of lust? Intelligence. So as I said earlier, the mind sees something, the ears hear something, the tongue wants to taste something, and then they relay that information to mind, and mind in association with lust, they say, yes, I need this. And then the intelligence, being subservient to the mind, assists the mind. Okay, you want this, let's do this and get that. Is that just me who is experiencing these emotions, or somebody else? I don't know. I'm just maybe the most lustiest person in the room. But anyways, so the point here is that this is the modus operandi of lust. And Krishna says in the next verse, what do you do about it? On 41st verse, if we can see. Tasmat tvamindriyanyaudyo niyamya bharatarshava papamanam prajahyenam jnana vijnana nashanam. Therefore, O Arjuna, best of the Bharatas, in the very beginning curb this great symbol of sin, lust, by regulating the senses, and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. Text 42. Indriyani paranyahur indriyebhya param manaha manasastu para buddhir yo buddhe paratastu saha. The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence. So we see the gradation of the different components. So I am made up of some gross matter, yes? When you see the hand, when you perceive the hand, there is some gross matter in there, yes? And beyond that gross matter, there are the senses who can work with matter, or who can identify matter. Intelligence in of itself cannot identify matter, but the senses can. For example, a person who's visually impaired cannot see things, but because he cannot see things, his mind cannot see on his behalf unless somebody describes to him through some other sense. For example, a person who is blind cannot see a new item, a new car or whatever it may be, a new flower, unless somebody describes to him. And then the mind can see through the other senses. So similarly, the senses are the one which can actually identify the matter. And they usually attracted to the matter or repelled to the matter. The mind is more subtle than the senses, and it can you can say process the information which are provided by the senses. Intelligence is even subtler than the mind, and even subtler than the intelligence is the soul. So the soul is trapped in these so many levels which are the body. This is the soul, and then this is the material body, and then the soul is trapped within the material body. And the whole purpose of Gita is to be separated from this so-called material body, which is not really a reality. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sata. He says in the 2nd chapter that of the matter or material, there is no permanence, and the spirit soul is eternally existing. So we, the conditioned soul, are in this unholy association of matter and spirit when the soul has nothing to do with matter. And the whole of Bhagavad Gita is to kind of separate this identity that I am this body and transfer that identity to I am this spirit soul. Now, Krishna says in these few verses on how to kill this particular lust in the heart, but in the modern age, it is imperceptibly and impossibly difficult to follow these instructions which Krishna says. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that one has to curb one's senses, one has to control the senses in the beginning, one has to go to a forest, secluded place, one has to meditate. There are so many things one needs to do to actually curb this particular enemy called lust. And in the modern age, it's really difficult to take up to this process. So the best way to kill this enemy, which is called lust, is to actually by surrendering to Krishna. Is to surrender to Krishna. We say to Krishna, "Oh Krishna, I am gone case. I am unable to control my mind, which is pushing me in every which way, which is so agitated." And who can blame? This modern world is, as Devamrit Maharaj says, the whole modern world, there are weapons of mass distraction. You have every which way, go every place, there is a billboard. You are driving down the freeway, there is a billboard. You stop at some place, there is a billboard. You open the computer, there is some advertisements going on. Oh my God, right now they have advertisements in the gas stations. You are filling the gas and you see that screen where there people are saying, "Come inside, please." There is so much other stuff going on. Even looks at the gas station, because I think the carpool lanes were introduced to encourage people driving together. Not great, not the best of successes, because people thought the best time or the only time they could get far away from all these distractions is to be sitting by themselves in the car driving. Now, even at the gas stations, you see these places. So the point is, this material world is a place where there are ample avenues for the mind to be distracted. And what is the modern person to do? If you want to go to Himalayas actually to meditate, that may not be the best of the ideas too. Because our bodies are not really fit to do all those things. Seriously, to sit for 2 hours in a class itself is, it's stretching. We have Bhakti Shastri classes here, and we continue for 2.5 hours sometimes. And sometimes I sit for 2.5 hours downstairs. Please forgive me, I'm sitting upstairs, but usually I sit downstairs. And I know what it is just to sit for 2.5 hours. And forget breathing control and mind control, and it's tough. So what is the modern man to do, or modern woman to do for that matter? Krishna says, just surrender unto him. And that verse by Rupa Goswami, he says, "Oh Krishna, I'll surrender unto you. Please, you kill this lust. I'll do my best to serve you. And by remembering Krishna, by serving Krishna, then Krishna says that I will take care of this lust. Please understand that Krishna is more powerful than anybody, and he is capable of killing the lust. And what is the easy way to serve Krishna? By chanting his names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When the mind, which can give such trouble to the conditioned soul, when the mind is attracted by the beauty of Krishna, by seeing his beautiful, graceful form in the temple, by hearing of his exquisite and beautiful pastimes, by hearing of his heroic activities, by hearing of his so many wonderful pastimes, the mind gets attracted. Oh, there's a great thing. And that is something better. There is something attractive. There is something that is absorbing. And that is something satisfying. When we perform those kind of activities, then the mind automatically gives up things which are undesirable. It becomes easy. That process of self-restraint which the yogis do with so much of effort. It requires tremendous of effort just to control the mind and senses. Because Arjuna himself says to Krishna in the 6th chapter, you are asking me to control the mind? If I go outside and what was the hurricane that came? Some hurricane. Yeah, tsunami, whatever hurricanes. Imagine you going in the middle of hurricane and putting your hand to stop the hurricane. Arjuna says controlling the mind is much more difficult than doing that. Assume if you are able to even stop a whole tsunami with your hands. Arjuna says, it's more difficult to control the mind than stopping the wind. That was 5,000 years ago. No internet, no cell phones. But in this age, I don't know how difficult it is. So the best solution is actually to surrender to Krishna, to chant his names, and let the mind be attracted to Krishna. And then the lust automatically gives way. Because it's so attractive. Mind says, all these small things, I don't really care. There is not much taste in them. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen immediately. There will be trials, there will be tribulations. But rest assured that this process is the most effective way of killing lust. When we invite Lord Ram to sit in our heart, then that lust will have no place. Because the Lord himself will kill that lust within the heart. Let me just end with the power of Krishna's capability or Krishna's power to kill lust. Let's go to the shloka books. Because it gives a clear picture of what the process is. Let's go to shloka book, page 201. I have been asked, you can extend till 5:45 p.m. So Vrindavan Priya Prabhu, what does it mean? I have to take questions now, or should I take questions at 5:45 p.m.? All right. Okay, thank you. So, page 201. Those who want to, they can repeat after me. And Shrinvata Shraddhaya Nityam Grinatascha Svacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dhirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. The translation which reads, and I'm sorry those who are online, this verse is 284, Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 8th chapter, verse 4. Person who hears Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifested in their hearts in a long time? No, short time. This is the power of reading Bhagavatam. By reading Bhagavatam, The Lord is willing to sit in your heart in a very short time. And what happens when Krishna sits in your heart? We'll read, continue further. 285. Please repeat after me. Pravishta karnarandrena svanam bhavasaroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yatha sharad. The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rain upon pools of muddy water. Nice? Like it? Easy way to kill lust? Just outsource it to Krishna. Next verse will go 286, Srimad Bhagavatam. Dautatma Purusha Krishna Padamulam Namunchati Mukta Sarva Parikleshaha Panta Swasharanam Yatha. A pure devotee of the Lord, whose heart has once been cleansed by the process of devotional service, never relinquishes the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, for they fully satisfy him as a traveler is satisfied at home after a troubled journey. So this is the power of listening to pastimes of Krishna or by performing devotional service. That Krishna is going to sit in one's heart and cleanse the contamination. So, by chanting and by hearing, it in of itself are the two greatest activities that one can perform to destroy lust. Otherwise, please understand, it is going to trouble life after life. Someone might question, what's wrong? I'm enjoying, I'll keep on satisfying myself, in this case my mind or my ego or whatever. I'm great, but please understand, they are not. The newspapers are fully replete with stories about people who have tremendous amount of power, tremendous amount of wealth, tremendous amount of prestige and fame and power and position in society. They are not the happiest of the people. They are not the people who are the most satisfied in the world. In fact, they are the most, disturbed, the more agitated. Because the mind, when it wants wealth, it is hankering after wealth, and there is a dissatisfaction that I did not get wealth. Once you get the wealth, then there is this fear of how to protect it. So that dissatisfaction is there on one hand, and then the fear is there on another hand. So where is exactly a satisfaction in that particular state of keeping yourself happy or so-called happy in this world? Because Krishna says this world is not meant for permanent happiness. There will be some happiness. Little happiness, please understand, at least happiness or a hope of happiness or a mirage of happiness. You can pick your choice, but it is just that it is. And that keeps the soul binding. Life after life after life after life we continue. But if you take to the power of devotional service, the bhakti, of hearing and chanting, and please understand that nobody, and with no disqualification or no background, can bar one from taking up to devotional service. Because people will say, oh, I'm so impure, I can't chant. Sir, you are sick. You don't want to take, you say I'm too sick to take the medicine. Then how can one help you? So Bhagavatam is there. We have sets of Bhagavatam available. Those who don't have Bhagavatam, please, the amount you pay is nothing. But take home, keep Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam, and Krishna will be more than pleased to sit in your heart, just if you read Bhagavatam attentively. And by doing that, the mind is totally satisfied. Because Bhagavatam aims at what gives the total and complete satisfaction of the soul. Not just like temporary satisfaction. Yenatma suprasidati savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahaituki apratihata Yayatma suprasidati. The word used is suprasidati. How can the soul be completely satisfied? A soul can be completely satisfied if it is engaged in pure devotional service to Krishna. As we read in this verse, like a traveler who comes home after a long troubled journey, there is no better place to be in the world. It's like everything is satisfied. That's it. I want to be here, and this is where is the destination. So similarly, pure devotional to service to Krishna is that particular hankering of the soul, which the soul has been hankering birth after birth. Forget killing lust, which is a byproduct of performing devotional service. One gets pure and complete and joyous happiness. So killing of Ravana within, which is the lust, is only by inviting Lord Ram to sit in the heart. And that can be done by performing, hearing and chanting, which is an easy process, which nobody is barred. Any questions, comments? Any criticisms, please keep it only to words. No stones or tomatoes, because I didn't get my protective gear. Yes, Prabhuji, Balimadan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for explaining the nice word of the lust. So, question is, if someone wants to try to attempt to defeat the lust, as Krishna mentioned, these three sitting places, which is senses, mind and intelligence, where he should target first so that he can get the maximum results out of it?
Nice question, Prabhuji. So, obviously the senses are easiest. When we restrain their senses, the mind is kicking from within, saying, why are you not doing it? So you restrain the sense, the mind is pushing the sense, right? So a person, you don't want, you are fasting on a particular day, you are restraining from eating, because the soul and the intelligence are pushing the sense to not eat, the mind is pushing the sense to eat. So the idea is that when one restrains the senses, at least to begin with, one restrains the senses. And then, please understand, restraining senses is bound to be a failure because there is no devotional service that is working in conjoint with the senses. Just artificially restraining the senses, mind will restrain, mind will come back with such vengeance and force that it will go double of what you intended to restrain. But if the mind is also engaged in devotional service, then the mind itself stops pushing too much. Without the positive and the negative, it's impossible to do it. Sometimes the positive can work, just doing devotional service with no attachment, with no self-control. I don't want any self-control, I do devotional service. It will work, but eventually the force of the lack of self-control will even overtake and completely swallow that little service or bhakti we have. So if you have a parallel track of self-restraint with bhakti, then only it can work. So easiest way is to target senses with mind being engaged in devotional service. Otherwise, no, it's impossible. Because yogis tried. There are so many stories we hear about yogis falling down from their position because their mind was not completely attracted to lotus feet of Krishna. Is that little bit help here, Prabhuji?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Other questions, comments? Yes, Govind Prabhu, and then Chaitanyananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for a wonderful lecture. Prabhu, sometimes when we try to, let's say, restrain too much or something that we avoid to do, but then what happens is the hunger becomes higher and then you get a small break in your, let's say, austerity and it just comes with a double or maybe 10 times the force. So what is the way to avoid it? And if you cannot, let's say, at that moment you are unable to, let's say, control the senses, what do you do after that to sustain the same thing, or, any thoughts there?
In in our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, when we talk of restraint and renunciation, the term used is called Yukta Vairagya, which means optimum restraint or renunciation. Srila Rupa Goswami writes in Nectar of Devotion that when one rejects or restrains himself or herself from everything material, thinking they are material, then that sort of renunciation is pretty dry. Because everything, whether it is material or spiritual, has some value to our devotional service. At least most of them we need to identify, because there are some things which do not add any value, and then one restrains from that. So our restraint actually comes from that particular rule that whatever is favorable to our devotional service we accept, and what is not favorable we reject. Let me give an example. We take prasadam. Is taking prasadam an austere activity? No. Or depends on who you ask. Yeah, taking prasadam is joyful. But and at the same time, it helps one advance in devotional service because you have partaking the remnants of prasadam. Because you see that food has been offered to Sri Hari, and that will help me advance in my devotional service. So our restraints come based on Shastras. That's the first thing I just wanted to clarify in the first place. Because artificially you try to restrain stuff, it doesn't work. The second thing is, because, at least I speak for myself, because I am on the progressive path and I am just, struggling along, the mind says, I need this. I restrain the mind. It's saying, why are you so much, you may get some happiness for one day, then you will cry for 364 days a year. Really, do you want that kind of happiness? And then you keep restraining the mind. The mind comes back. You restrain the mind 3 times and it comes back, you give it. 2 things happen. One thing is, the mind says, oh, this was what I was hankering for? Man, you tell the mind, I told you so. You shouldn't have gone for this. So at least when that restraint is there in place, and later the mind kind of realizes, in conjunction with devotional service, those kicks of mind, those urges of mind, they slowly kind of come down over a period of time. But in the initial beginning stages, there will be temptations, there will be urges which are strong, either because of our past conditioning or bad habits. So we struggle to overcome with them. There are 2 things that will really help, is that our own attitude of not giving up. No matter what, I won't give up. Yes, I'm taking brutal beatings by my mind because of my own conditioning in the past, but I'll not give up no matter what. That attitude, combined with the fact that I will follow no matter, with no grudge or envy. Man, these people put so many rules and restrictions. Why did they put it? That is like a kind of envy, These rules should be removed. These are not rules meant for me. So without that attitude of envy, or without feeling hopeless, if one continues on that path, then Krishna will be so pleased with that attitude in of itself, and he will help. Unless Krishna's help comes in, on our own it's impossible. Krishna says, Daivihi esha gunamai mama maya duratya. He says, my nature is very hard to overcome. Nobody can overcome. And you surrender unto me, it becomes easy. So our own attitude with Krishna's mercy is the only way out. Does a little bit help your question a little bit? Thank you. Yes, Chaitanyananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So my question is, like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that unless those who are attached to sense gratification, the resolute determination to practice bhakti doesn't take place. But unless one practices bhakti with resolute determination, like Lord Rama or Krishna doesn't come in the heart. So it's like both the ways are blocked. So
you're saying there is a catch-22 situation here. Which is the verse he says that? Do you remember?
I can look it up. This is Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam Tayapa Hrita Chetasam व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समादौ न विधीयते.
239.
244.
244. Let's look up that verse. Let's look up some previous few verses. This is on the second chapter, Natalie, and is the 40. Let's do 42nd verse. Yeah, let's do 42nd, 43rd verse, and second chapter, 42nd, 43rd verse, on page 129, at least in this edition. I'll just quickly read the translation. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. And the verse which Chaitanya Prabhu said, on next verse, 244. In the mind of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Lord does not take place. So here Krishna is saying, first he explains that people who use Vedas, or people in the modern life, when they come to temple, God give me this, God give me that. Usually what happens when you come to temple to ask God to give me that and give me this? Once you get this or that, then God takes the back seat. Till the next crisis hits, you don't come back to the temple. Yes or yes? Yeah, most of the times. So that's the case. So the thing is, Krishna says in this connection that if you are materially minded person, then that resolute determination to serve me does not take place. So then the best way is to understand why are we serving God? What is the purpose of serving God? When we understand all these things, then slowly we can get some knowledge, and then we can work on that. Because the basic knowledge is, I'm not this body, but I'm a spirit soul. When you think on that platform, and when you think that Krishna is already maintaining me, why do I ask for his maintenance? When one gets in this knowledge, then one stops asking Krishna all those questions. But if you are materially motivated, then you just use anything and everything to satisfy, including God is a person who is going to help you fulfill your desires. God is just anything, as long as anybody. It can be God, it can be my boss, it can be my mother-in-law, anybody. As long as they help me, they are, That's a materially motivated person. But when one is and this is in the second chapter, where Krishna is basically opening up the whole Bhagavad Gita. In the further chapters, Krishna gives more clear information. So, to answer directly to your question, we read in the verse that even though when person who reads Bhagavatam, who reads Srimad Bhagavatam very seriously, what is the effect we said? Krishna is going to sit in their heart. What does Krishna do after sitting in their heart? He cleans the material contamination within the heart, right? So that means Krishna is willing to sit in the heart even though you are materially contaminated. That's not my words. That is Bhagavatam words. Yes or yes? Right. So the point here is that we try our best to serve Krishna. How he deals with us is up to him. When he cleans us up, when he accepts our service, when he smiles upon our service, is completely left to him. Our attitude of service is what he sees, and he will reward it accordingly. So no, in some yoga systems that may be true, wherein you strictly have to have some prerequisites before you actually become perfect. But in Bhakti Yoga there are no pre-qualifications. All of us are pre-approved to take up to Bhakti Yoga. Nobody is disqualified based on their credit scores. That is the power of bhakti. And that's why Mahaprabhu said everybody can and should do bhakti, which is the only feasible means for this age. Otherwise, in the previous ages, it was very strict. People think sitting in yoga and doing your yogasana, what was the prerequisite for that? Not doing in the yoga studio. Probably to do it in Himalayas. It's a secluded place. Krishna goes at length in Bhagavad Gita saying what sort of place you should do those things. You should search out a place which is secluded, neither too high nor too low. It's there in the Bhagavad Gita, right? In the 6th chapter. There are so many prerequisites to do those kind of meditations. And most important thing, you have to be super strict celibate. Otherwise you are not qualified to do all those things. But in Bhakti Yoga, Krishna is very lenient. He says in the 12th chapter, always remember me, always serve me. If you cannot do this, do this. If you cannot do this, do this. If you cannot do this. He's so liberal in helping a person to do Bhakti Yoga. So it's the easiest, safe process. Because people accuse ISKCON of, why you guys always talk of Bhakti Yoga? Because that's the only practical thing in this age. It's not that we are sentimental about Bhakti Yoga. There is a very clear-cut rules which are needed for other forms. But the beauty is you do other things and you still have to come to Bhakti Yoga to get perfection. So we are directly jumping on the escalator instead of climbing the steps. That's the only difference. Or the lift, whatever you want to call it. And there is no bar. No, everybody can take up. So yeah, the premise of your question that unless one is completely cleansed, then one needs to serve Krishna or one needs to do bhakti, may have some counter arguments as described in the Shastras. Does that help your question a little bit? Thank you. Yes, Shankarananda Prabhu.
Oh, thank you very much for the nice explanation. You were talking about the Yukta Vairagya, so I remember Rupa Goswami also says, Kama Krishna Arpane. The lust also has to be directed towards Krishna. And that is the perfection of lust. So I was just wondering, why is that Surpanka, who was lusty after Lord Ramachandra, she was not accepted? On the contrary, her nose and ears were cut off.
Good question. In Nectar of Devotion, when we perform bhakti to Krishna, there are 6 qualifications or 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. Or when we do bhakti completely like Kaivalya bhakti or bhakti with no expectations of rewards, there are 6 effects. One of the effect of that pure devotional service is that bhakti is the only means to attract Krishna. The 6th qualification of pure devotional services, that bhakti or Kaivalya bhakti or Kevala bhakti is Sri Krishna Akarshani, which means bhakti can attract Krishna. Nothing else can attract Krishna. Nothing else kind of impels Krishna to accept us. Now, Surpanaka, she had no bhakti. She wanted to capture God for her own enjoyment. She was so in such a demoniac tendency. She said, here is Ram, and Ram is a pure supreme Lord in pure transcendental state, and she was in a materially contaminated state. So she thought Lord Ram was meant for her enjoyment. She said to Lord Ram, is Lord Ram the king of universe? Is he the controller of universe? Surpanaka said to him, come marry me, I will make you the king of this forest. All the universes, they come from him. One exhalation of Mahavishnu, all the universes, unlimited, innumerable number of universes come out. Of that one innumerable universe, Earth is, there are so many planetary systems, and Earth is one planet in that planetary system. And within that planetary system, there was one small forest, which Surpanaka was proposing to make Lord Ram the king. So that mentality, that Lord is attracted only through bhakti, which Surpanaka didn't possess. So that's the reason why he was not attracted to her. Thank you. Any other question? Excellent question. Thank you. It's like only a learned Pandit like you can ask that question. Thank you. Other questions, comments? I think it's almost 2 minutes. I think everybody is now thinking like, when this guy will stop, because we are here for the highlight or the attraction. And I'll accede to everybody's, urges, which are purifying actually to see the puppet show. I thank each and every one of you for your kind attention. And on this very auspicious day, let's take a 10-second prayer. We offer prayer at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan, that they reside in our heart and help us kill this great enemy called lust, which is actually our own only enemy in this material world. And let's all have this strong and solid desire in our heart that we go back to them through this process of devotional service. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So next is the highlight of the evening today. That's the puppet show. The kids are there. Oh, it's next to the Aarti. I'm so sorry. Okay, after Aarti is the puppet show. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Before the Aarti begins, we need to stack up all the asanas in one corner and also respectfully place all our Shastra deities on the side benches. You may not be able to reach the bookshelf because of the puppet theatre arrangement, but we'll place the books inside the shelves later. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Sri Radhe. Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Sri Radhe.
जय जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की, श्रीमन महाप्रभु की जय। जय गौरा चांदे आरती शोभा की जय। जय गौरा चांदे आरती जय। जय गौरा चांदे आरती शोभा की जय। জাহ্নবী তট বনে জগমন লোভা। জাহ্নবী তট বনে জগমন লোভা। জগ জন মন লোভা। গৌরাঙ্গের আরতিক শোভা জগ জন মন লোভা। গৌরাঙ্গের আরতিক শোভা জগ জন মন লোভা। গৌরাঙ্গের আরতিক শোভা জগ জন মন লোভা। জগ জন মন লোভা। হে জগ জন মন লোভা। জগ জন মন লোভা। গৌরাঙ্গের আরতিক শোভা জগ জন মন লোভা। নিথাই গৌর হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, নিতাই গৌর হরি বল। নিতাই গৌর হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, নিতাই গৌর হরি বল। শিব দক্ষিণেনি তাই চান্দ বামে গদাধর। দক্ষিণেনি তাই চান্দ বামে গদাধর। শিব দক্ষিণেনি তাই চাঁদ বামে গদাধর। নিকটে অদ্বৈত চিনি বাস ছত্রধর। নিকটে অদ্বৈত শ্রীনি বাস ছত্রধর শিব বসে আছে গৌরাচান্দ রত্ন সিংহাসনে বসে আছে গৌরাচান্দ রত্ন সিংহাসন শিব বসে আছে গৌরাচান্দ রত্ন সিংহাসনে বসে আছে গৌরাচান্দ রত্ন সিংহাসনে আরতি করে ন ব্রহ্মা আদি দেবগণে আরতি করে ন ব্রহ্মা আদি দেবগণে আরতি করে ন ব্রহ্মা আদি দেবগণ জীবন নর হরি আদি করি চামর ধুলায় জীবন হরি চামর ধুলায় জীবন নর হরি আদি করি চামর ধুলায় জীবন হরি আদি করি চামর ধুলায় সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায় সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায় সঞ্জয় মুকুন্দ বাসু ঘোষ আদি গায় শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মধুর 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 বাজে শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মধুর 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 বাজে হে শঙ্খ বাজে ঘণ্টা বাজে মধুর 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 বাজে মাধুর 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 বাজে গৌরাঙ্গের আরতিক শোভা জগজন মন লোভা হে গৌরাঙ্গের আরতিক শোভা জগজন মন লোভা জগজন মন লোভা হে জগজন মন লোভা बोलो जगजन मन लोभा निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल নিতাই গৌরা হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, নিতাই গৌরা হরি বল। শিব বহু কোটি চন্দ্রজিনী বদন উজ্জ্বল, শিব বহু কোটি চন্দ্রজিনী বদন উজ্জ্বল, শিব বহু কোটি চন্দ্রজিনী বদন উজ্জ্বল, কালা দেশে বনমালা করে ঝলমলা, জলমালা, কালা দেশে বনমালা করে ঝলমালা, বনমালা করে ঝলমালা, শিব শিব সুখ নারদ প্রেমী গদ গদ, শিব শিব হরে হরে, শিব শিব সুখ নারদ প্রেমী গদ গদ, শিব শিব সুখ নারদ প্রেমী গদ গদ, ভকতি বিনোদ দেখে গৌরার সম্পদ, ভকতি বিনোদ দেখে গৌরার সম্পদ, ভকতি বিনোদ দেখে গৌরার সম্পদ, নমো বিষ্ণুপাদায় কৃষ্ণ পৃষ্ঠায় ভূতলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামী ইতি নামিনে, নমো বিষ্ণুপাদায় কৃষ্ণ পৃষ্ঠায় ভূতলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তি। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। चैतन्य श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Nithai Gauranga Hey, Nithai Gauranga Nithai Gauranga Gaura Hari, Nithai Gauranga Gaura Hari. Golo Gaura 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 Hari. Hey, Gaura 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 Hari. Hey, Gaura 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 Hari. Gaura 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 Hari. Hey, bolo Gaura 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 Hari. Bolo Gaura 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 Hari. Gaura 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 Gaura. Hey, Gaura 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 Gaura. Bolo Gaura 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 Gaura. Gaura 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 Gaura. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara, Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara, Nanda Kumara Madana Gopala, Hey Nanda Kumara Madana Gopala, Madana Gopala Mohana Rupa, Hey Madana Gopala Mohana Rupa, Hey Mohana Rupa, Mohana Rupa, Hey Mohana Rupa, Mohana Rupa, Mohana Rupa, Madana Mohana, Hey Mohana Rupa, Madana Mohana, Hey Madana Mohana, Madana Mohana, Hey Madana Mohana, Madana Mohana, Hey Madana Mohana, Madana Mohana, Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Lakshmi Nara Singha, Jaya Prahlad Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Nara Singha, Jaya Prahlad Narasingha. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Hello.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Jai Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Bhagavan ki, Sri Mahaprabhu ki.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Stotra Shishimalas Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. ISKCON Vividi Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Stotra Shishimalas Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki. Ananta Gauri Vaishnavinda ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan ki. Vrindavan Dham ki. Navadip Mayapur Dham ki. Ganga Jamunamaya ki. Tulasi Devi Maharani ki. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki. Harinam Sankirtana ki. Brihat Madanga ki. All glorious the assembled devotees. All glorious the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Gurung Gurung. All glories to Shri Prabhu. Namaste Narasingaya. Pralada Lada Dayine. Hiranyakasipo Bhakshaha. Silatankana Kalaye. Ito Nishinga Bharato Nishingo. Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinga. Bahir Nishingo, Didaye Nishingo. Narasingamadim Saranam Prabhude. Davakara Kamalavade Nakam Abhutasmingam Dalita Hiranyakasipo Dhanubringam Keshavadmita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Tavakara Kamalavadena Kamabhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakasipo Tanubringam Keshavadrita Naradi Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Shringa Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Rup Eminent.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wish you all a very happy Dashara. We're very happy to see you all here tonight. It's a special evening. It's the occasion of Lord Ramchandra's victory over Ravana. And earlier today, we heard a very nice lecture on this theme called Killing the Ravana Within. So it is said that in the Satya Yuga, the divine and the demoniac forces used to live on different planetary systems. In the Treta Yuga, they started living on the same planet, like Lord Ramchandra and Ravana. In the Dwapar Yuga, the divine and demoniac forces started assembling in the same family, like the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And in the Kali Yuga, the divine and demoniac forces occupy the same body. Within all of us, we have some elements of divine and demoniac nature. So the lecture today was geared towards the understanding of how to kill the Ravana within, or how to kill the demoniac tendencies within us by cultivating divine qualities. So that is the purpose of human life, and in this age we're very fortunate that the process has been made very easy and simple for all of us to follow. Simply by hearing the glories of the Lord and by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can achieve this goal. So we'd like to thank Srivasa Prabhu for tonight's lecture on killing the Ravana within. Hare Bol. We are soon going to start the puppet show for all the kids and adults, of course. The kids get priority VIP seating. So if any of the kids are in the back, you can bring them in the front. But I will go through all the announcements before we start the puppet show so that the team gets ready. Yes, I will. So we'd like to give a special round of welcome to all our newcomers. If you are here to the temple for the first time, can you please raise your hand? I see a lot of new hands. Thank you very much for being here. We welcome you to ISKCON. Okay. Can the kids stay quiet for another 5 minutes? Is that okay? Okay, then you'll have 20 minutes of non-stop puppet show, which will be very exciting. Okay? Okay. 5 minutes. So we welcome all the newcomers. Thank you for being here tonight. After the program, when you step out, we'll have some gift packs as a complimentary welcome gift for all of you. So when you step out, please do remember to take a gift and also leave us your contact information so that we can keep in touch. And if you have any questions, you can talk to any of us regarding the programs here or the books that we study and so on. So thank you once again. To welcome our newcomers, let's chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. So we do have a sponsor tonight. Abhijit Prabhu from our congregation is sponsoring tonight's feast on the occasion of the holy disappearance of a spiritual master and one of the very important leaders in our ISKCON movement and a prominent disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who is His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. On this occasion, Abhijit Prabhu also volunteered to cook a few special delicacies in honor of his Guru Maharaj. So let's give him a round of applause for helping out in the kitchen. So he would like to read a small paragraph which he has written in honor of his spiritual master, and in a couple of minutes I will invite him to talk about that. Besides that, we have the month of Kartik starting very soon. It's starting on the coming Friday, October 18th, and the month goes all the way till November 17th. So during this month, it's a very auspicious month. We worship Lord Damodar, the beloved of Mother Yashoda, and to invoke special mercy from Radharani, we tend to take up something extra in our devotional lives, at least during this month. So you can chant more japa, for example. You can chant, you can read more than usual from Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, or you can engage in some new service that you have not been doing so far at the temple, like cleaning, cooking, or helping out with festival preparations. And there are so many service opportunities. So during this month, please take a vow to do something extra to invoke mercy of the Lord. It is said that whatever you do, whatever devotional service you do in this month, the benefit that you get usually is 1,000 times more than normal. So it's not ordinary, so please take this opportunity and you can do something extra this month. Our CHAD director, Gandharvika Mataji, has asked me to announce on her behalf that during this month, for our CHAD, which stands for chapter a day, we'll chant the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita every day for 1 month, from starting October 18th to November 17th. And if you are doing so, if you're reading every day, then if you're reading every day, please do definitely send a note to chat.isv@gmail.com. It's chad.isv@gmail.com. You'll have a wonderful surprise gift at the end of the month if you send a note saying that, I really read Bhagavad Gita for the entire month. So how many of you are going to do it? All the kids too? Great. So what is the name of chapter 4? What is it called? Kids? Chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita. What? Does anybody remember? Not Karma Yoga? Jnana Yoga. Yeah, it's transcendental knowledge. So all the kids will chant the Bhagavad Gita chapter every day, and along with them, the parents can also chant. We also have conference calls 3 times a day to help newcomers who are not so familiar with reading of the Bhagavad Gita. But if you like to get some help, again, email at chat.isv@gmail.com, and our volunteers will help you to read the Bhagavad Gita regularly. Okay, so that's about reading Bhagavad Gita. And every day of this month, from October 18th to November 17th, at the temple in the evening, we will be singing the Damodar Ashtakam, and we'll also offer ghee lamp to the Lord. So usually a lot of devotees come even during weekdays during this month. So if you have some time to spare, it's always nice to chant the Damodar Ashtakam along with all the devotees. So you're more than welcome to come to the temple. The Aarti time is from 8 to 8:30 every day of the week. Now, Abhijit Prabhu, are you ready? Yeah, please come up. And I just got reminded that a very special guest will be here next weekend, actually to kickstart the month of Kartik. It's Amal Bhakta Prabhu. He's very famous for his wonderful narrations, especially in the ISKCON community. He'll be actually starting off the Damodar Ashtakam Aarti on Friday, and he'll also be here on Saturday and Sunday for giving the regular lectures at ISV. So please take advantage of his association the coming weekend. So I'll give to Abhijit Prabhu now to read a short message in honor of his spiritual master.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. I'll just read a small write-up on Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, Srila Shripad's life. So Srila Shripad, as he was lovingly known by his disciples, was born in the Vaishnava state of Manipur in India, in a Vaishnava family. He came to America to do a PhD in UC Irvine, where he met Srila Prabhupada and took initiation from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was very pleased with his Vaishnava qualities, and due to his scientific background, he appointed him as the international director of Bhaktivedanta Institute, which is the scientific arm of ISKCON, in 1974. Since then, Maharaj has taken Srila Prabhupada's instructions to his heart, and he organized several international conferences in different parts of the world. He wrote several books on the science of Krishna consciousness. One of the notable books, The The first one he wrote for Srila Prabhupada was The Scientific Basis of Krishna Consciousness. And he introduced many scientists through the medium of interviews and dialogue to the philosophy and science of Krishna consciousness. So, in 2006, on the auspicious day of Vijayadashmi, Maharaj left this physical world while meditating on the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And he attained Samadhi in Radha Kund. So, on this day today, in Vrindavan, we cook a feast for all the Brijavasis to celebrate this day, disappearance day, and also to get their blessings. So today I took the opportunity with the permission of our temple authorities to cook a feast for all the devotees here to seek their blessings for us so that we may advance in our service. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Abhijit Prabhu. We do have another small announcement on behalf of the Sankirtan devotees. So I'd like to ask Krishna Purushottam Prabhu to brief us on updates.
Thank you, Vrindavan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yesterday we went to Kupatino, our favorite place. One devotee asked me why only Kupatino all the time, because the festival happened in Kupatino. So we went there. It was good Sankirtan. Whole day we are there and we distributed more than 250 Bhagavad Gitas and a lot of Krishna books. This month is holy month, is Dasara today, Vijayadashmi, and Vedavyas compiled all Bhagavad Gitas, Bhagavatam, and at that time there is no computers, everybody know. And whenever anything mistake happen, they will tear off the Talapatra Granthas and they will rewrite again. So it's very difficult task, and Prabhupada took this mission to translate all the books. So today is the opportunity. If anybody wants to distribute, we will, out of all dans, Shastra Dan is very good. So you can, on behalf of you, we can place Bhagavad Gitas in prisons, hospitals, and all the places. So and each tile means one tile equal to one Bhagavad Gita case. That goes for $108. If anybody interested to place Bhagavad Gitas in hospitals or motels, you can come and see me later, and we can place on behalf of you. On this auspicious Vijayadashmi day, it's very good if you sponsor some Bhagavad Gitas. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
One more announcement during for our worship during the month of Kartik. Okay, now you are obliged to sponsor one tile from Abhijit Prabhu. Okay, so we do have pictures of Lord Damodar along with Mother Yashoda. These will be available at the gift shop or at the welcome booth outside after the program. So if you do not already have one picture for your house worship and to offer the ghee lamp during this month, you can take one picture. And also we have this beautiful pastime being depicted in the form of this deity of Mother Yashoda and Lord Krishna, and there's also a rope which Mother Yashoda is trying to bind him by. So if you'd like to take one today, again you can talk to the gift shop outside after the program. These are, I believe, are available only for $15 donation. One last or second last announcement. I know the kids are very anxious. But we have ahimsa milk available in the temple refrigerator, over 45 gallons for devotees to take for their personal use. The milk is only $10 a gallon, and by purchasing milk or taking this milk, you'll be supporting a very good cause of cow protection. So please feel free to take a gallon or two today for your use. If you have any questions, you can talk to me or Sridhar Prabhu after the program. At the end, we will clean the temple after prasadam and everything is done. So if any of you would like to stay back for a little while to help us with cleaning, that will be wonderful. You can come and see me if you would like to help. Besides Abhijit Prabhu, Nilisha Mataji also cooked in the temple tonight. So let's give her a round of applause. I don't think she's going to. Okay, so we are going to start the puppet show now. Rule number 1, do not come close to the puppet theater. Okay? All the kids, you'll be excited during the show, but you cannot come close to the puppet theater. Rule number 2, do not touch that lamp. Okay? It's a very bright lamp and not very safe for kids to get very close. And Sundaram Prabhu is going to watch all of you. Okay, rule number 3, if possible, stay silent during the show. I know at some points you will feel excited to shout and stuff like that. That's okay. But as long as possible, as far as possible, you can try to maintain silence so that everybody can hear what's going on. So we're going to do a quick audio test and we'll start the puppet show. While we do the audio test, can you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Vijay Dasmi Dashara Mahotsav ki Jai. Here we go.
Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। जय रघुनंदन जय घनश्याम, पतित पावन सीताराम। भीड़ पड़ी जब भक्त पुकारे, दूर करो प्रभु दुख हमारे। दशरथ के घर जन्मे राम, पतित पावन सीताराम।
the Lord of the universe, to relieve distress of his devotees, appeared in the house of Dashrath as Lord Shri Ram. Hearing glories of Lord Ram fills the heart with pure devotion. For the pleasure of all assembled, we narrate the Yuddha Kand of Ramayan.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम वानर रीच संग में लाए लक्ष्मण सहित सिंधु तट आए विभीषण ने किया प्रणाम पतित पावन सीताराम.
Arrogant Ravana outsaid Vibhishan. Calling him a traitor, he insulted. Vibhishan left Lanka at once, seeking shelter of Ram instead.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
Please accept my humble obeisances. I am Vibhishana, younger brother of Ravana. I could not convince my brother to give away his wicked thoughts and deeds. When I tried to counsel him right, he threatened me and insulted me in public. Having lost all hope, I have come here for shelter at your lotus feet. Please do not refuse to give me shelter, dear Ram.
Vibhishan, when one comes to me for refuge, I will always accept him. This is my dharma, and never can I deviate from it. Verily, I tell you, even if Ravana himself came to me for sanctuary, I would accept him without hesitation. How then can I reject you, who have done me no wrong? Vibhishan, you are our friend and ally from today, and I declare in front of all assembled that I shall put an end to Ravana and enthrone you as the king of Lanka. This will happen very soon. Do not worry. Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
After accepting Vibhishan, Ram took advice from all on how to cross the ocean and began meditating to please the ocean god. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram पतित पावन सीताराम 3 दिनों तक सागर को पूजा राम जैसा नहीं और कोई दूजा लगे सुखाने सागर राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
After 3 days of worship, ocean god failed to appear. Thus angered Ram decided to transform the ocean into vapor. Finally appearing before Ram, ocean god gave the way. A bridge that Nala and Neel make will be supported, here I say.
सेतु कपि नल नील बनावे राम राम शीला तीरावे लंका पहुँचे राजा राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। After reaching Lanka, the Vanar army surrounded it on all sides in the manner laid down by Ram. Ram then wanted to give Ravan one last chance to avoid battle and death.
Prince Angad, take this message from me to Ravana. Tell him, you great sinner, your end is approaching. Ram waits you at your fortress gate, ready for battle. If you come out into the open and fight and die in battle, your sins will be washed away, and you will gain a place in the world above as a hero. But if you love your life, humbly restore Sita to her Lord and beg for forgiveness. Then you can escape with life. Whatever happens, you are no longer fit to be the king of Lanka. The kingdom now belongs to Vibhishan. Go, Angad, give this message to Ravana.
Yes, my lord.
Angad brought this message to Ravan. In his reply, Ravan then said,
You ignorant foolish boy, you have no estimate of my might. Therefore you dare talk to me like this. Were you not Vali's son, I would have killed you already for this impudence. Tell your Ram to meet me in battle like a warrior and not keep sending messengers like a coward. Surrender to Ram. I cannot even stop laughing at the funny message. Go away now.
O evil-minded Ravana, what I heard about you has come true. You have elected to fight, which means you have chosen to die. Before I leave, let me give you a small challenge. I am firmly placing my foot on the floor. If any of your ministers can even move my foot, then I will consider you worth of fighting with my lord.
Indrajit, come here at once. Uproot his foot and throw him away.
What? Move his foot? I will do that easily. Let me try again. I give up.
All right. Let me do it then.
You fool! You ready to fall at my feet? Go and fall at Rama's feet instead and beg for forgiveness. This is your last chance.
How dare you talk to me like that? Everyone, seize him, kill him. Do not let him go.
Jai Sri Ram! Jai Sri Ram!
Jai Sri Ram!
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। पतित पावन सीताराम.
Bent upon fighting, Ravana ordered Rakshasas to attack forcefully. Shouting Jai Siya Ram, Vanaras responded equally.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम.
Jai Shri Ram. So, who has the courage to fight with me today? Anyone who comes in front of me is sure to face his death.
Oh my God! Who is this giant monkey? I am so scared. Run! Run!
Jai Shri Ram! Jai
No,
Shri
no, no, don't kill me! Don't kill me!
Oh Vanara! Oh Vanara! Why do you fight with such insignificant soldiers? If you have the courage, then face me.
All right. Let me also finish you then. Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. इंद्रजीत ने शक्ति चलाई, धरनी गिरे लखन मुरझाई. चिंता करते रोए राम, पतित पावन सीताराम.
Indrajit, using magic tricks, injured Lakshmana in battle. Worrying for his dear brother, Ram cried, becoming unsettled.
जो संजीवनी बूटी को लाए, तो भाई जीवित हो जाए. बूटी लाएगा हनुमान, पतित पावन सीताराम. जब बूटी का पता न पाया, पर्वत ही लेकर के आया.
Jai Hanuman!
कंठ लगाए राम, पतित पावन सीताराम.
Not finding Sanjeevani plant, Hanuman brought the mountain back. Rama, embracing him dearly, declared, again ready to attack.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम.
Where is this fellow Ram? He and his army has somehow managed to kill all my Maharathis, including Kumbhakaran and Indrajit. But tell him that until Ravana is alive, Rama's victory is far, far away. If he has the courage, ask him to come for battle with me one-on-one. I will kill him today and put an end to this battle.
Ravana, stop speaking boastful words which have no meaning. Your entire army has already been slain, and that will also be your fate very soon. I am Ram, son of King Dashrath and Lord of Sita. You evildoer, shameless person, you came stealthily like a thief at my ashram and took away my wife by force. You cannot even call yourself a warrior after committing such a sinful act. This act of yours can only be washed off by death, which is now imminent at my hands. Therefore, stop talking nonsense and fight.
All right, let the fight begin. Let us see who comes out victorious. Ram, what can your tiny arrows do to me, Ram? Dodge this, Ram, dodge this. Escape this, Ram, escape this. You will not survive this, Ram. You will not survive this. Dodge this, Ram. Dodge this.
My lord, Ravana has worn an impenetrable armor given by Brahma. He cannot be put down by anything else less than the Brahmastra. My lord, please invoke the Brahmastra.
Vibhishan! You traitor! Get away from here! Otherwise I will kill you! You will not escape this harm! I'm dying!
Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
पतित पावन सीताराम रावण का कुल मिटा ही दिया सीता का दुख मिटा ही दिया वानर बोले जय सिया राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
Carrying Lord Ram within their heart, Vanara army accomplished the impossible. Opinions of anything higher than bhakti we learn are certainly not real. Whoever hears the Ramayana, his heart will melt in loving devotion. Remembering Lord Ram's pastimes, we humbly end this narration. Jaya Sita Ram, 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 Jaya Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Lakshman Hanuman.
जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। दशहरा महोत्सव की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Hope you liked the performance. Thank you for staying till late. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Today is a very auspicious day, and in case you want to get a tile on the $1 million wall, you can do that, and you can see me. Each tile comes for $2,000. Hare Krishna.
Prasadam will be served outside. We'll sing Prasadam prayers in 2 minutes. Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Govinde, Namo Brahmani Vaishnave, Brahmani Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan, Vishwaso Naiv Jayate, Sharira Avidyajal, Jodendriya Tahekal, Jive Pehle Vishya Sagre, तार मध्ये जीभायति लोभो मोहे सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दया मोहे कोरी बारे जीभा जाए स्वप्रसादन दिलो भाई से अन्नमृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे दाखो चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। भगवत श्री महाप्रसाद की जय। प्लीज कम टेक प्रसादम। Hare Krishna.
Before we stop the broadcast, I just want to thank the online users and then we stop the broadcast. Okay? Shubham. Okay, I'm going to reduce the volume here so no one will hear. We thank all the users who have joined us online to view our program at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Thank you very much. We are going to be ending our program in a moment. We will again be going live on this coming Wednesday starting at 6 p.m. in the afternoon US Pacific time. Thank you again. Hare Krishna. Huh? I spoke something, but stop it here.